TNT's talent of the future is the digital native generation. They were born after 1980, they grew up with the internet and with social media. And they're not only fluent with that technology, from a technology point of view, but also their behavior and their values have been heavily influenced by it. What's very important to them is things they do online in their personal lives. Sharing information, sharing experiences, transparency and trust, collaborating, working together towards something. So today's generation derives their authority from their rank, their status in the organization, in the hierarchy, and the amount of information that they have to their disposal. Tomorrow's talent does it in a different way. They will get authority from how well they are collaborating with their peers and how well they are sharing information and being transparent about what they're doing. So the cultural change needed in TNT is to move from a culture where authority from rank and where compliance are important to a culture where peer-driven and trust-driven interactions are more important. Looking at our research, the whole digital native approach comes through very strongly. We've asked the respondents and we've grouped them in people who use social media very heavily and people who don't use it at all. And you see a very big gap between those two. You see that people who are heavy users of social media have a strong preference for transparency, 78%, and people who don't use social media, they have only, I think, 37% of the respondents favored transparency over keeping information undisclosed. There are benefits beyond the attraction and retention of your key talent of the future. One, as we found in our research, is that it's much easier to locate the right experts in your organization when you have a question. Two is to much more efficiently and quicker find the relevant information. And three is that the collaboration across silos was much improved. I think there's a real benefit to becoming more of a connected company. But I think even more important is how you're going to do this. And I think this seminar is a very promising sign. You're tapping in the collective wisdom of your top 100 here, rather than relying on a few individual experts, usually consultants that are being brought in, and to give you the answer. Now, this may seem a little bit more cumbersome, more difficult to do it this way, but eventually your strategy will be better enacted because everybody understands it and everybody owns it. Now, the other part of it is strategy is often approach is a plan with milestones and measure points and stick to the plan. I think what's more important actually is that you transfer and empower the people that are closest to the action, and there's sort of more of a sensing approach to your strategy where you adapt it in real time based on the information at the right point rather than waiting until everything is transferred to the central planning authority and who will do the milestones. A new technology, social media, a new generation, digital natives, new ways of interacting with each other. I think it creates a very interesting opportunity for TNT.